We just spent the last 2 months in China, and to say that the food was our favorite part is probably an understatement.
Chinese food is arguably the most delicious food in the entire world, so grab something delicious, get comfortable, because we're going to tell you the top places to visit in China for the best Chinese food. We're starting with something we never thought we'd be eating, donkey burgers, at a place called Fatty Wings Donkey Burgers. This is a chain restaurant originating in Hebei province where this dish was made popular. These are a simple sandwich made with lightly seasoned roasted donkey meat on a light, crispy flatbread that's usually accompanied by cilantro or green peppers, but this place has a couple of different options.
There's donkey everything. So they've got donkey burgers, the original, and then they've got the premium, and they've also got donkey soup, donkey skin soup, boiled donkey meat, there's donkey hide gelatin, fried donkey meat, and then there's a meat pot, which I assume is donkey.
We weren't sure what to think initially, but these were surprisingly delicious. We found out after posting the original video that they may or may not be controversial, but as we had already tried them and were quite surprised by them, we had to add them to our list. If you like to eat on the adventurous side, we think it's definitely worth checking them out.
Up next, we're taking a high-speed train to Guangzhou to try out dim sum for the very first time in China. And what better place to dip our toes in than by going to a historic restaurant that's been serving up morning tea since 1880. This is Tao Tao Ju, and spoiler alert, this was actually a contender for our top spot in China, but it gets even better than this, so stick around till the end. In Guangzhou, having tea or tan cha is a regular part of daily life. You'll find countless Cantonese restaurants on every street packed with families gathered around pots of tea and plates of dim sum. We ordered way too much food here, but it was totally worth it and one of the best ways to spend a drizzly morning. The top item had to be the baked barbecue pork buns, or this on-the-house dessert that our server brought us for being foreign guests. The food here was incredible, and even though every item wasn't our favorite,
yeah, I don't know about this one.
It's still great to try out something new. But the best part, the tea is included and it is completely bottomless. This place was fancy and packed, so we'd suggest reserving a table during peak season. We were lucky to only have a short 10-minute wait, so we used that time to examine the sea creatures and learn what a gooey duck is.
Up next, we're in China's most viral megacity, where you never know which level is ground level and the trains go straight through apartment buildings. But that's not why we're here. We came to eat at the world's largest hot pot restaurant, Pippi Yuan. When we found out this place has 888 tables with a seating capacity of nearly 6,000 people and is roughly the size of 4 football fields stacked on the side of a mountain, we knew we had to check it out. We have heard that even with this much space, it isn't uncommon for this place to be completely packed, so it's recommended you make a reservation ahead of time. Our hotel helped us out with this, and we were graced with what we think is the best seat in the house, table 1000. This place was impressive, and surprisingly, the hot pot was really good. If you're not familiar with Chongqing hot pot, it is spicy. And we thought we were up to the challenge, so we ordered it extra spicy. In this part of China, they use a flavor called mala, which is a combination of spices, red chilies, and Sichuan peppercorn, which adds a numbing tingle to a lot of the dishes here. It's an acquired taste, but it's one of our favorite flavors to this day. Once again, we ordered a little bit too much food. I'm starting to see a theme here, but it was hard to say no to all of the delicious offerings. All in all, the food was an 8 out of 10, but the experience was an 11. Not only was it nice just to be outside of the city, but it was really awesome that we can now say we've been to the world's largest hot pot restaurant. From one megacity to another, our next stop brings us to the most modern and bustling city of Shanghai, but we're taking a detour through a more historic side of town. Right down the street from the quirky and famous Wukong building in Shanghai's French concession is Old Jessie Restaurant, which has been serving up traditional Shanghainese dishes since 1990. There are several locations in the city, but we think the one on the Tianping Road is the one to try. It was cramped, cozy, and felt just right. There was about an hour wait, so we would advise making a reservation when you go. We tried 2 famous dishes, Shanghai-style braised pork belly and red dates with glutinous rice. Both of these dishes exceeded our expectations, and we couldn't have asked for a better place to spend the evening.
So now we're in Chengdu and it's raining. And what do you crave when it's raining? You've had just a long day and you want comfort food before a much needed nap. If you've been watching our channel for a while, then you know our answer is always dumplings. This place is called Lao and Miao Gandita Meat Dumplings. And as the name suggests, they serve meat dumplings. So we know we're in the right place. This restaurant doesn't pop up on any listicles or blogs. And honestly, we found it just by zooming around on Apple Maps looking for a place nearby that served food. Thankfully, it turned out to be much more than that. One tip, this place only accepts Alipay and WeChat from mainland China connected bank accounts. So if you're a foreigner like us, you'll want to have some cash. This was one of 2 places we needed cash during our entire 2-month trip in China. We ordered 2 types of dumplings here. pork dumplings in clear soup and pork dumplings in red chili oil. I'm gonna be honest, it was impossible to decide which one we liked better. I feel like you really have to order both of them so that they can balance together in a beautiful dumpling harmony. They didn't have anything to drink except for some warm, slightly sweetened soy milk, and it was definitely not what I was craving, but it may have been just what we needed. The shop owner was so sweet and the food was so good that we ordered another round. Trust us when we say you don't want to miss this place when you visit Chengdu. On our first night in Beijing, we met a guy named Daniel who owned a bar near our hotel. When we asked about his favorite place to eat in Beijing, he suggested Fengzhu Guest House Old Beijing Hot Pot Restaurant. This place is amazing. It's been around for over 40 years, serving Beijing-style hot pot, and it was our first time trying shabu shabu in China. It gets really busy, so we've heard it's best to go right at 5 p.m. when it opens, or sometime after 8 p.m. when it starts to slow down a little bit. The menu is totally in Chinese, so get ready to translate, and the translations can be hilarious. Belly blasting board.
Disease film.
Exploded mutton.
Fresh mouth grinding.
Explosive Dan. Luckily, the staff's incredible and they'll help make sure you get the right stuff. This is different than any hot pot experience we've had so far, as the broth is just basically water with a few herbs, which gets its flavor from the meat as you cook it. We've been told it's best to start with the meat, then do the veggies, and finally finish it up with the noodles. We ordered beef and lamb, with lamb being the more traditional way to go. Ashley preferred the beef, and luckily I preferred the lamb. They also bring you out a sesame dipping sauce, which rounds out the dish perfectly. Honestly, this meal may have been one of the more surprising ones on this list. When it started, we were a bit overwhelmed and not really sure what we were doing. But by the end of it, we were stuffed, happy, and felt like part of the family. Oh, and did I mention that dipping the noodles in the sesame sauce is now my new favorite way to eat noodles? It is awesome. You only get one first time doing anything, and we're so happy that Daniel recommended this to us because it was the best first hot pot experience we could have asked for. Next up is a restaurant that is both older than Ashley and younger than me, just by a year. I'm not going to tell you when this little mom and pop shop opened, but I will tell you this. Their xiaolongbao and shepherd's purse dumplings are likely the best you will ever have. If you don't already know, xiaolongbao or soup dumplings might be our favorite food on the planet. Little delicate pastries filled with juicy minced pork and warm, rich soup broth might be the single greatest culinary invention in the history of cuisine. And as we got closer to the part of China where these pockets full of happiness come from, we knew that we were going to be eating a lot of them. We ordered soup dumplings as something we never heard of, called shepherd's purse dumplings. They're apparently a mixture of pork and watercress. These might have been the best dumplings we've ever eaten. And that's saying a lot because we've had a lot of dumplings. This place is pretty chill and understated, but it is an absolute must try for anyone visiting Shanghai.
We're back in Guangzhou, and we're not gonna lie, this next restaurant is one of our least favorites on the list, despite its reputation as one of the most renowned restaurants in the city. This is Panshi Restaurant, and it's known for serving up some of the most authentic Cantonese dishes in the city. With it being such a popular restaurant in Guangzhou, we didn't feel right not including it, but yeah, something just felt flat for us. This was our first time trying duck in China, and maybe duck just wasn't our thing. That said, the lakefront grounds and Chinese gardens are supposed to be breathtaking during the day. We visited during the nighttime, but it was still really impressive.
Okay, so this one might also be a little controversial as some of the flavors aren't quite traditional, but we thought it was a fun experience.
So excited. We got a mix of fried beef and some with cheese. I've never had dumplings with cheese before. It's like...
This is Mr. Xi's Dumplings. The ambiance is cute with a mix of traditional decorations, dumpling-themed art, and little Sharpie memories. There's both indoor and outdoor seating, so you can find just the right vibe. The smallest order size is 6 dumplings, so we didn't get to try quite as many flavors as we hoped, but we did get a decent mix. Chicken and cilantro, pork and leek, beef, cheese, and bell pepper, and chicken, cheese, and corn. Oh, did we forget to tell you that we unintentionally rage-baited the internet with banana and chocolate dumplings? Reading the comments on YouTube and Bilibili was pretty entertaining on that one. Anyway, this restaurant is popular among food bloggers in Beijing and is well known for pushing the boundaries of what dumplings are capable of. It's a bit on the pricey side, but worth checking out if you're in Beijing and want to try some funky flavors of dumplings.
This next restaurant can be visited all over the world, but our first time trying it was in Shanghai. Welcome to Haidilao, a Chinese hot pot chain with over 1,300 locations worldwide and known for their impeccable service, good food, and surprising extras, including manicures while you wait, tableside entertainment, and more. One of the reasons we were most excited to come here is they have a wide variety of soups that we could try and different ways to divide the hot pot so we could try a little bit of everything. Making sauce is one of the best parts of any hot pot experience, and Haidilao has the sauce bar to end all sauce bars. There's a little bit of everything here. When we got here, we were really tired and hungry, so we didn't film as much of the experience as we would have liked, but we really enjoyed this hot pot. Let us know in the comments if you want us to make a full video on the Haidilao experience the next time we're in China.
We're in Beijing one last time to try Din Tai Fung, a Michelin star restaurant chain that was named one of the top 10 gourmet restaurants in the world by the New York Times. While this restaurant is arguably more expensive than local restaurants that serve better xiaolongbao for cheaper, the service, attention to detail, quality of food, and even the impressive ultra-modern bathrooms made our first meal in China feel like a worthwhile splurge. With 165 locations worldwide, you can find locations as far as America, serving up high-quality Taiwanese cuisine at a moderate price. Now, we got a little bit of flack for this place, as it was the first restaurant we tried on our first day in China back in October, but we had honestly never heard about it before, and as we were discovering, searching for food using the internet is not that easy in China if you don't have the right apps. But we knew what we were craving, surprise, it was xiaolongbao, and Din Tai Fung had it, so that's just what we did, and honestly, it was really good. We're not ones to geek out over restaurants held in high regard by a tire company, but our experience here was top tier. The beef noodle soup was full of flavor, and the soup dumplings, even though we let them cool too much, were delicious. Was it the best meal we had in China? No, but we still recommend it. So don't sleep on this place just because it's a slightly overpriced chain restaurant. If you want to have a fancy night out and you're near one, you should check it out. Sometimes places are popular for a reason.
Welcome to the final recommendation on our list and our favorite restaurant in China, Nanjing Impressions. Walking into this building feels like you've been transported to another era in Chinese culinary history. From the moody lanterns and almost over-the-top decor to the live music, open-air kitchens, and staff wearing traditional dress, this was one of the coolest restaurants we've ever been to. We once again ordered way too much food, but even still, all in, we paid less than $30 for this and 2 beers. Nanjing is known for its duck, so we had to try the famous salted duck. So if you remember before, we mentioned that we weren't the biggest fans of duck, but this was different. It did weird us out a little bit that it was served at room temperature, but once we got used to it, the flavor was outstanding. Apparently, it would be way too salty if it was served warm, so that's why they let it cool before serving. Honestly, everything here was incredible, but the star of the show was the plum-braised pork ribs and the 4 Seasons long beans. We could have come back and ordered the beans every night we were in Nanjing. They were that good. We read that this place was gimmicky or like the McDonald's of China, and maybe we just don't know any better, but that is not how we felt. If you're traveling to China, you should definitely visit Nanjing. And when you're in Nanjing, you have to try out Nanjing Impressions. You can thank us later. And that's it for our favorite must-try restaurants in China.
From Beijing to Nanjing and everywhere in between, China's food scene honestly blew us away, and we barely even scratched the surface of it.
Let us know in the comments which restaurant you would try first, or if you've been to any of these restaurants, let us know in the comments which one's your favorite.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel, and stick around. We've got way more adventures and so much more food coming your way.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye!